I realized that I didn't have faith in in the religion I was practicing. After I losing my apartment, my car, my basic joint for life, I decided it was time for me to start searching for a new religion. Shortly after, my grandfather told the family that he was going to stop his fight with cancer and give in. So after that, my family decided to gather and see him one last time before he passed. And during this time period, me and him had a serious heart-to-heart conversation about what was life about, really. And it was about, what he said to me was, it was about helping your fellow man and making good decisions on a day-to-day basis. So this being the message that he sent to me as a child, or well, as a young man, right before he passed, sat heavily with me. And from there on, I began my search to really find my new religion. Unfortunately, though, in this time period, I decided to pick up a bottle again. And this was a choice that my grandfather wouldn't be proud of. I drowned my sorrows with the bottle. So shortly after that, my grandfather passing, I decided to move. Came to the DC area. Still on the search. About 2 years have passed and found nothing in this area. I was working at Outback Steakhouse in Alexandria, and my manager, Michelle, seen my day-to-day behaviors as problemsome. I wasn't really being a good person, to say the least. She showed me her Gohonzin and told me about Nichiren Buddhism. So from there on, we started to talk more about it, and she slowly exposed it more to me. You know, as me not being completely ready for it, I didn't dive completely head on in. But shortly after that time period, that's when my life started getting even worse, actually. First I broke up with my girlfriend. Then after that, my grandmother died around my birthday in November. And then right before Christmas, I lost my job. So during all this turmoil, I had to go home and see my family in more turmoil because of the loss of my grandmother. And my father and mother had to cover all the expenses for her funeral. So during this time, Michelle invited me to come to my first Buddhist meeting. It was the Waldorf District's first Buddhist meeting of the year, and we studied the letters to the sage Nichimo. The ghost show led by Ashley, where she presented her 10 steps towards becoming the king of the Lotus Sutra. I remember feeling at home in a room full of strangers. Having been forced to change for the sake of a religion, I was overwhelmed when Tammy Melvin, the Potomac Chapter Women's Division leader, stated that Buddhism meets you where you are, and not to feel guilty about your past. She then quoted Nichiren Daishonen's "The Dream at the Gate of Thunder." Nichiren Daishonen states, "A woman who embraces the Lion King of the Lotus Sutra never fears any of the beasts of hell or of the realms of hungry spirits and animals. All the offenses committed by a woman in her lifetime are like dry grass, and the single character Myo of the Lotus Sutra is like a small spark. When a small spark is set to a large expanse of grass, not only the grass but also the big trees and large stones will all be consumed. Such is the power of the fire of wisdom in a single character, Myo. Not only will all offenses vanish, but they will become sources of benefit. This is what changing poison into medicine means." After the meeting, Ashley and I exchanged information. She invited me to the Waldorf Youth Division meeting at her home. While we were there, we created our vision boards, our determinations for 2015. If I had known how powerful this Nichiren Buddhism was, I would have set my goals way higher than what I did. I decided that I wanted a new job, a new apartment, and to paint more. Within that time, 30 days after actively going to meetings, like I said, I'm nervous.
Great.
Thank you. All right, so 30 days after going to meetings, I found a new job, and it's actually closer in Waldorf to my home. I started painting more. Wait. Here's my painting bag. And I've just found joy in everyday life. I'm now on the way to building a consistent practice, and I really, really have joy in life. Now during my weekly study sessions with Ashley and discovering my limitless potential, compassion, and happiness in life through Namyo Renge Kyo. First SGI President Bakaguchi often said, we must not act in ways that are counter to value. And now that I have found Buddhism and received my Gohanzen, I no longer act self-destructively. And I ask myself on a daily basis, are my actions really making a good cause? My name's Victor Jenkins, and I'm a king of the Lotus Sutra.
All right.
I want to take a moment to really honor Victor and not only sharing his experience, but also thank you for sharing and the fact that you received your Gohanzen next month. May we give you another round of applause. Last month, sorry. Yes, that was very inspiring. I think that's one of the things that I always look forward to when I come to the meetings, is to hear the experiences. Sometimes you feel like you're operating in a silo by yourself, and then you come and it's like, oh, other people are having challenges, other people are having joy. So thank you for sharing your joy and your experience. So March is a very special month, not just for women, being Women's Month, but within SGI, it's a very special time for us. So here to explain the significance of March 16th is Milton Lucas.
How's everyone?
Great.
Let me get situated. I'm kind of embarrassed because leaving out this morning, the paper I was supposed to be studying, I left it at home. So I can't really explain what's the significance of March 16th. And it's kind of embarrassing. My mother, she was grilling me the week before. She told me to burn the papers, told me to study. I was being irresponsible. And the funny thing is, she told me not to say it, but that's her birthday, March 16th. Oh. That's my beautiful mother over there. Let me take off the jacket. Okay. So, here we go. Significance Significance of March 16th, the eternal starting point of mentor and disciple. March 16th, 1958, President Jose Toda met with 6,000 youth. At the meeting, he formally transferred the meeting of achieving Kosen-rufu to the youth. He called the meeting a dress rehearsal for the youth's mission for spreading Kosen-rufu. Transfer of the mission is a ceremony of passing the movement from mentor to disciples. President Toda told the youth that Kosen-rufu is the I can't really pronounce this word. Loftiest. Okay. Help work with me now. It's the loftiest undertaking of all, one that will widely open the way to peace of happiness for all mankind. Also, he said, I want you to take charge of this event. Give it your best and do whatever you feel is appropriate. And the youth, he also said, the youth possesses the world's supreme philosophy that can save all humanity. And you are all leaders from the perspective of your mission. Youth are they're the world tomorrow. The future resides in your heart, and the Sokogakai, oh my goodness. Am I saying it right? Yeah. Is the king of the religious world. The spirit of Sokogakai passed on from mentor to disciple is truly that of a monarch, of a lion king. Nichiren writes, my wish is that my disciples will be cubs of the Lion King. The cubs of the Lion King have the potential to become Lion Kings as well. In order to do so, they need to struggle selflessly. Oh my goodness, I'm embarrassing myself. Brimming with moral spirit to the Nichiren Buddhism. Embodying the mentor spirit, which means fighting against and defeating all forms of negativity. And here's a quote from President Akeda. The spirit of the day lies in being victorious. That is the most crucial thing in all endeavors. In life and in Kosen-rufu, we either win or lose. I would like you to be absolute victors in both. No matter what excuses we try to make, giving in to defeat brings misery and hope. I hope that each of you, without acceptance, will adorn your life with tremendous victories. And that's pretty much it. Sorry I took so much time. That is the significance of March 16th.
Bravo! Well done.
Thank you, Milton. You did a fabulous job. Thank you from behind the scenes folk that made that flow for you. I'm sure your mother's daimoku helped made that happen. Because youth are so important within this practice, because youth are our future, we love to engage youth in our events and want to always have them be a part of our meetings. And so up next, we have an amazing performance, a youth performance by Potomac Chapter Youth Division.
I'm Justin.
I'm Elijah.
And I'm Derek.
We are going to be reading today the poem from Daisaku Ikeda on his 84th birthday, Hope is Life's Treasure. Hope is life's treasure. Those who have hope are always happy. One can have all the wealth, power, and fame in the world, but if one loses hope, one will falter and stumble in life. The ancient Roman orator Cicero wrote, "Our capital is invested in hope rather than in money. If that hope be abandoned, all else would be amassed only to be lost later. The arrogant who ridicule the hope invariably fall in defeat.